Years ago, my husband told me that I was a bare minimum wife and mother. This obviously upset me. I felt like I was doing everything. I was raised by a mother who contracted out raising us, worked full time, and our coaches, teachers, the heavy lifting of raising us. So as a stay-at-home mom who makes home cooked meals every night with her children from sun up to sundown, eyes open to eyes closed every single day. What do you mean I'm bare minimum? So I took this very personally because he didn't really elaborate. Started doing all this extra stuff like making butter, making pasta from scratch, doing all this extra stuff. Now I'm in his face like, who's bare minimum now? Who's bare minimum me? It was still me. I was still bare minimum. Because it wasn't my culinary skills that he was talking about. He wasn't looking for handmade pasta. He was looking for a wife and a mother who did her job and did it without an attitude. Saw her children as a blessing rather than a burden. Brought peace and comfort and light to the home. But I was so angry with his honesty that instead of taking a second to consider that maybe I was bare minimum, sis, you can do all the work in the world, but if your attitude is stinking up your home, it's going to be your legacy. That's going to be all that's remembered. And most of the time, the problem is we just need to slow down. Now, this is something that I'm still working on, still working through. And recently, it was something that I needed to be reminded of. Cooking, cleaning, feeding your family is the easy part. But what attitude you do it with is going to be what's remembered. Working way too hard, don't tarnish your legacy. 30 years from now, your children and your husband won't look back and remember that delicious butter. They'll remember overstimulated, touched out mother who aimed the whole time she made the butter, turned her back on her husband at the end of the night because she was so tired from churning her own butter.
This reminds me of that verse in Philippians, the Philippians 2:14 one, where it says, do everything without grumbling. The thing is that a lot of us really are doing all the things, right? We're cooking, we're cleaning, taking care of the kids, trying to take care of our man. We're doing all these things, but we're doing it with an attitude. And that's what everybody feels. That's what everybody remembers, because that's what sticks. This is what happens when you get stuck in performance mode. You're busy, so you feel like you're getting things done, but your attitude is what starts to damage your home. Listen, the real work is not doing more. It's learning how to control that nasty attitude while you're doing all these things. Learning how to control your mood, your mouth. And most women avoid that because changing your attitude requires you to do what? To change yourself, right? You can't always emotionally react or just be emotionally unstable. Gotta have emotional regulation. And real change does not feel good at first. It's uncomfortable. It's challenging. The truth is you cannot grow while staying comfortable because growth demands that you get uncomfortable. But society constantly tells women to stay comfortable. Do you stay true to yourself? But sometimes yourself is the problem. I am so tired of women acting like only men. Men are the only ones that have a problem with our nasty attitude. When in fact, the truth is that everyone has a problem with our attitudes. Even us. Everyone has had at least one encounter with a woman with a nasty attitude. And what do we do when we're around that? We avoid it, we get defensive, we pull back, or we just emotionally shut down. I'm gonna tell you a story. So one night, me and my sister are starving. So we go to Taco Bell drive-thru together. So on the screen, there's a $9 box. I'm like, let me go ahead and get the $9 box. The worker then responds and it's like, we don't serve that no more. Me and my sister are like at each other, and then I'm like, okay, you know what, it's fine. Look on the screen again, see something called Street Chalupas. I'm like, go ahead and just give me the Street Chalupas. She's like, no, we don't serve that either. I'm like, it's on the screen. And she's like, I don't care what's on the screen. We don't serve none of that. Just order a regular menu. She was acting like we worked there and we already knew this, and she was so tired of reminding us. I looked at my sister, she looks at me, and I tried to order after that, but I'm gonna be real with you. We were both done after that. We were done. We just drove away and we were starving, and we didn't want to deal with that. And that's what people do when they experience that nasty attitude. We can all only be around this kind of negative, nasty attitude for so long. So you cannot be surprised at how decaying or how negative an impact this can have on your relationship. So if we don't want to deal with this type of attitude, what would make us think that our men and our kids should? thinking that he should just accept it, right? Because that's just how I am. I'm stressed. I've got a lot on my plate. No, baby. Now listen, I get it. Some of us have been through a lot. We've been mistreated. We done experienced real hurt. Some of us have never seen a woman who's never not had an attitude growing up. But just because you have a reason as to why you do it doesn't make it right or excuse you to continuing to keep on doing it. It is still wrong and it still needs to stop. I grew up in a house full of women, okay, 8 women to be exact. And a nasty attitude was the culture, okay? It was normal. And it was something that we all tiptoed around. And for a long time, I didn't even know that it wasn't normal until I got into this recent relationship. I started to see how decaying and destructive that it was to the family that I begged God for. The truth is that I didn't know how to say, I'm tired, I need help, I'm overwhelmed. Then I would have the nerve to have a nasty attitude because nobody read my mind. My man was not having it though. He would push away because he was not used to having this type of toxic environment day in and day out. And then loneliness, shame, guilt, regret would kick in for me. And I finally had to ask myself something. Is this the woman that I want my family to experience every single day? My answer was no, because the cost was too high to pay for me. They deserved better. My man deserved better. I deserved better because I didn't even like how I felt afterwards. So let me give you the same simple but life-changing revelation that I had to come to. It's all a choice. That nasty attitude, it's a choice. And so is having a good attitude. And so, if both are choices, why do you continuously choose the one that is comfortable for you but damaging to your family? You have to stop blaming being overwhelmed, overworked, overstimulated, tired. You are not the only one, but you are the one who chooses how you show up every single day with your family. Baby, choose wisely. Let's get to healing, stopping with those nasty attitudes, and growing. Okay, love you, bye.